So this is the current situation here in Calgary. 4th of May. We got snow. Isn't that pretty? Perfect day to stay home and do some RC wrenching. Crazy. May, and we got snow. Anyway, this is what's going on. Current situation. I'm installing these knobby wheels onto the off-road rig. So I'm just gonna do this side. So this side's done, obviously, but I'm just gonna finish this side because on that DBXL-E, the amount of shims that I had to use is going to be different. It's already different than what I have to use on this rig. Alright. Okay, here we go. I'm going to be removing the stock hub and replacing it with this. Okay. Pen is out. Put that down. Take that off. Okay. Now we're going to remove a screw, the set screw here for the A-arm. Okay, removed. Where's my other tool? This is out. Things are flying everywhere here. Okay, so take this turnbuckle off. This comes off. I always like to keep my screws kind of together, so I just put it back in here. I put this back in here with this, just so I don't lose it, right? So this is off. Now this comes off. Okay. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky with, you know, customizing your 5th scale rigs. Even though these parts are very, very expensive, there's still a lot of modding that we need to do constantly. And here's a good example with these inertia racing IRP wheel adapters. So these were actually meant initially for the Losi 5T application and the Vecta. Now the Losi 5T's dog bones or the drive shafts, this little hole where the pin goes into on the 5T it's a little bit closer to the bearing. I hope you can see that. So this hole is a little bit closer to the bearing. So anyway, having said that, when we put in the adapter, the hole, if we want to line up the hole to the pin, we're actually getting a gap right about there. Do you see that? But we need to have a tight fit. So if we push it back, we're missing that hole. In order for us to align the pin with the hole, we need to bring it out about 5 to 6 mil. Now that's an issue, I think, it's an issue for all DBXL-E guys and just the regular desert buggy guys. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to shim to correct this gap. I don't like shimming, to be honest with you, already extenders, because these are already they will already extend the mass outwards, which will have a lot more forces are going to be interacting with the bearings, thus shortening the life of the bearings significantly, because there's going to be a lot of you know, again, force pushing on them, right, in all directions. And again, when we're going to be shimming these out, we're going to be pushing this back a little bit, because we're going to be shimming it from the back side as well. So now what we've done is we've actually shortened this shaft that goes into this extender, which is an issue really structurally. I'm not really happy that this is the only way kind of to correct that gap, but I don't have any other ideas. Every other desert buggy person that's running these IRP wheel hubs is running into the same issue, and it's not really IRP's fault or anyone's fault. Again, these are actually made for the Losi 5T, so just the fact that we're actually able to use them with a slight mod is kind of cool. So anyway, that's that, right? So let's shim this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this shaft off completely out of the assembly. There's also a tiny shim in there. We're going to need this. This is very important. So we're gonna set that aside. Excuse me. And I'm going to grab 2 thick washers. So we're just gonna take 2 of these, put them on here like so, and then we're going to take this tiny shim onto, we're going to install it last, because that's what contacts with the bearing, right? So it needs a nice little lip to make sure it actually rolls with the bearing and not rubs against it. Okay, so that's done, right? So we're going to just gently insert it. Okay, so it came out. So now, again, this shaft, what we've done, we've just shortened this shaft by, you know, 2.5 mil, I'd say, at least. And again, it's not really a good design when you're shortening your shaft and you're, you know, about to use these beautiful extenders. But we're gonna try it out. I'm gonna play around with it. Let me know if there's another solution for this. Perhaps maybe if I could use the Losi 5Ts in here. I don't know if that's possible. I'll look into that, but for now we're just gonna continue on doing it this way. So now we want to shim this side. We're gonna grab another 2. I think this is a 1.5 or 1/4 mil. But before that, sorry, we're going to take another small shim. That's going to be the first point of contact with the bearing, right? It's always... There we go. So that's on there nicely. Now we're gonna have to play around with it, right? So we just put the big washer on top, and now we're gonna measure. We're going to try and see if we can line up the pinhole with the extenders. So we have it lined up. We're gonna take our pin, and she's good to go. Oh, wait, no, she's not. Okay, so we got the assembly back onto the DBXL-E. It's the same process for the other 3 sides. You pull out the entire assembly. That's how I like to do it. It's just a little bit more neater this way. And just make sure you shim right here. I think it's weird. Every model has a little bit of a different shim that it requires. Again, my on-road DBXL-E had a little bit of a less gap here. This one has a little bit of a more gap. I don't know what that is, why it's like that. But anyway, and that's normal. All RC cars, not all RC parts are all made to perfect spec, unfortunately. It's the name of the game. So I just want to show you how to mount these. I'm really new to this myself too. Again, I've never ran a setup such as this before. Just want to make sure you guys can have a clear view of how this crazy beautiful tire gets mounted on. So we got 4 screws in there, 4 holes. And this just pops on like that onto the tire. Let me zoom out a little bit for you. So now the it's on the tire, right? And RC Max provides, again, they provide these billet CNC machined plates. They simply replace these stock plates that come with the BRP kit. It just gives it a better look and makes it a little bit more, sturdier in the midsection as well. So basically, you just pop that in. You pop that in like so, and we get with the kit all of these bolts and washers, so we can mount these beautiful tires. I'm just speechless. The look is really, really unique, and they look so good. They look so good. So that's how you mount them. And after I mount these, I want to show you how to apply these stickers, or how I did it. All right, thumbs up. Decals time. Decals. Mike was very kind enough to hook me up with some Goodyear Eagle decals. They're really, really easy to put on. You basically take this off and you line it up just to where you want it to go. Now it's a little tricky to take these off of here sometimes, but you gotta kind of work it in. There she goes. Cool, so now that's peeled off. Now we're going to align this writing on the spot that we want to illustrate the sign. And just like so. kind of press on it everywhere. Massage it out, massage it out. Keep massaging it as long as you can. This applies actually warmth. Your hands are warm, and you're really helping it bond on here. What I also like to do at this point is to use a wet cloth and just kind of glide it over, just like so, just so it bonds really nicely. And now we peel it off really carefully. Really carefully. There you go. How you like them apples? Looks nice, right? After, I just kind of tap it with a wet cloth. Bam! Just like that. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the eagle side of it. Again, I just want to warm it up before, you know, I start working on it, just to kind of relax the glues a little bit, so it, you know, everything comes off perfectly and applies onto the tire. Again, it's a tire. Make sure that it's nice and clean, dry. Make sure don't try not to have wet surfaces. It's not gonna, the glue isn't gonna attach itself correctly to the rubber, if you will. Okay, here we go. Oh god, I have big fingers. It's tough sometimes with no nails. Okay, that came off. So now we're going to, again, to position this. Just like so. We've positioned it, and now we have to massage it. Just like so. Alright. Take a wet cloth. I'm gonna try to peel it off here. So you guys see it. Just like so. Again, wet cloth. Couple of nice little dabs on here. Voila! Look at that. Ain't she pretty? And that's how you do it, alright? And to finalize the video, I don't have room to put these two beasts on my desk, so I had to put them on my carpet. Don't worry, my carpets are brand new. They're clean. Anyway, here they are. This is the final look. Isn't that crazy? I like how the yellow matches. I like how the yellow wheels kind of match the yellow body of the Losi. Look at that. That's the look I was going for. What do you guys think? Please let me know. I really don't know what I'm gonna do about the gearing with this one. These tires are they have such a big radius that even though they're not that heavy, but because of that mass spinning at a high rate, I don't know, makes me cringe. So I'm gonna have to figure out a couple of things here, confirm a couple of details, get in touch with Castle and see what kind of gearing I should be running with these tires here. Alright guys, let me know what you think. I'm speechless. I'm completely, out of words. This is what I have so far. Next thing to come are the electronics and the alloy diff housings from FID. Still a lot of work to do on these buggies. A lot of work. And so thanks for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy guys. Peace out. Bye bye.